afternoon. Welcome to your full moon and Capricorn Celtic Cross Tarot reading from Esperanza Vence. I started a new channel here and it's just going to be dedicated to new moon and full moon. Oop, this one popped out wanting to talk to us. The sun. Well, speaking of the moon, here comes the sun. I started a new channel here, Esperanza Vence, without all the exclamation points. I'm still the same old character I've always been. I just decided to dedicate this channel to new moon and full moon tarot card readings. Let me be quiet for a minute and get into the zone of this Capricorn full moon. You can listen to the shuffling of the deck if that relaxes you. It might be some ASMR something or other for some people. They really like that relaxing sound. I know it kind of sounds nice to me. I kind of like that sound. These cards want to talk to us too. Nine of Swords. And in this deck, which is the Modern Witch Tarot deck, Ten of Swords reversed is everything is fine. Everything is fine. Nine of Swords is a card of obviously being up all night, not being able to let go of your thoughts from the day. Maybe waking up with things on your mind that are bothering you. This person's obviously bothered by their thoughts. Swords are always going to be thoughts and ideas. Air energy, air signs, Gemini, Libra. Okay. Swords again. Okay. Ten of Swords is a card where, you know, in a lot of decks it looks like it's kind of dawning, but in this deck you can't tell if it's between dusk or dawn. Things can't get much worse for this person. You could have just used, you know, maybe 4 swords to keep her down, but they used 10. I mean, everything's obviously already gone wrong for this person. And yet she's just still checking her messages like, no worries, here we go. I'm in the crystal field. Everything's fine. It can't get much worse than this. Fair warning, I'm not sure if this reading is going to pertain more to the moon or more to me personally because my energy's been really strong lately. So some of the cards that might come out might be a little bit personal to me, but I am putting the energy of the full moon in Capricorn, which happened yesterday, July 13th, right around 1:37 p.m., I believe, Central Standard Time. The full moon in Capricorn. Now, if you want to go ahead and think back to the new moon in Capricorn, which was on the 2nd of January, I believe, 2022. Some of the things that you might have been thinking about at that time or starting at that time could be highlighted now and or coming to an apex or a culmination. Things can be coming to fruit, literally, quite literally, that you planted back then. Like say you start your seeds indoors and then you transplant them in the spring and now they're coming to fruit, you know, in the summer. It could be very literal. Usually the cards, when I read them, they're very literal. They just speak to me directly like flashcards. Oh, here comes another one. Knight of Pentacles. This is a steady Taurus energy, earth sign energy, Capricorn energy. Capricorn's an earth sign. Of a person coming in nice and slow and steady. That's a good partner. That's someone in their 20s or 30s. For you single people out there like me, that's good energy. Let me get to the reading here. Capricorn full moon. Capricorn is an energy of a hard worker. It's the goat. They always climb. either socially or financially. They don't give up easily. They're very strong people, very business-oriented people. It's a very business-oriented energy, no nonsense, no fuss. They're an earth sign. They're concerned with making something of themselves in this lifetime. Capricorn energy has to do with fulfilling responsibilities, as most earth signs have to do with that, you know. And Capricorn would be, as a person, anyone that's born from the end of December through like the third week of January. So depending on where it falls during the year, generally you can say a Capricorn is going to be somebody between, say, the 22nd of December and the 21st of January. If that Capricorn energy is coming through as a person. If you want to look at your astrology chart, you can go to astro.com, put in your birth time and your birth location. Make sure it's exact. You'll see a wheel come up that looks like a pie. It's going to have 12 slices of that pie. Capricorn is the slice of the pie that this full moon will be highlighting at this time. Nine of Swords again. So Nine of Swords really wants to speak to us today on this Capricorn full moon. Nine of Swords is highlighting the thoughts that keep us up at night. Plain and simple. Things we're worried about. I'm going to do a Celtic Cross Tarot reading. Even though I usually do Celtic Cross for people, I'm going to do a Celtic Cross for the moon because this is a new channel and I'm going to start doing new things. Even though it's a full moon and things are highlighted and culminating, I'm still going to try something new. So here we go. I'll explain as I go. Capricorn full moon, July 13th, 2022. What would you like to tell me and anybody who's watching this video? What energies would like to speak to us? Please and thank you. Love you. This is the theme of the reading, so that is the querent. The querent means the person asking the question. This is what's crossing the querent. This is what's in the conscious mindset. This is what's in the subconscious mindset. This is what is going on in the near past. So last month, the month before, like the last 3 months or so, since probably the last couple of full moons. This is the near future from now until the next 3 months. So the next 3 moon cycles of full. And since it's a full moon reading. This is how we see ourselves or the situation. This is our environment or how people see us and the situation. These are our hopes and fears. And this is the likely outcome. All right, let's play some tarot, y'all. Thank you for joining me at Esperanza Vence. You can check me out at esperanzavence.com for more information about who I am, what I'm like, what the vibe I'm trying to give to this world is. So this is us. King of Wands reverse. This is what's crossing us. 10 of Swords. This is in our conscious awareness. 10 of Cups. This is in our subconscious awareness. Death. This is the near past. 2 of Wands reversed. This is the near future. 10 of Wands reversed. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. The Empress. Gotta love the Empress. I mean, who could not love the Empress? This is how others see us or the situation. The Lovers. 7 of Swords reversed is our hopes and fears. And the likely outcome is 5 of Cups reversed. I always like to see that card in reverse. However, it's never a great card to see in general, but we'll just get to that. So right away, what I notice here is that Ten of Swords keeps coming through to want to talk to us. We have a couple of wand cards, a couple of sword cards, a couple of cups. We have 3 major arcana cards. That would be the Death card, the Lover's card, and the Empress. Major arcanas remind me of a normal playing deck. Most people can relate to a normal playing deck with 52 cards. And you have the suits cards, you know, which would be the aces, the kings, the queens, the very high value cards. So I consider major arcana cards the ones that aren't necessarily numbered, like 2, 10, 10. I also see 10 energy coming through. So we got 10, we got a pair of 10s, we got 2, we got 7, we got 5. 2 and 5 make 7. I got the wands here. There's different ways of sort of synthesizing this information, but depending on how detailed I want to get in 15 minutes or so, I'm probably already going to have to edit this video. I might have to do this video in 2 parts actually, because the way that things upload on YouTube, I think it's gonna be 15 and 15 for me, because I don't know that they let me upload long videos. So we'll have to see how this turns out. But anyway, let me stay in the groove here. I'm just gonna read it. I'll worry about the editing later. We have 3 major arcana cards, okay? Death in our subconscious awareness. The Empress, which represents how we see ourselves in the situation, which I'm glad that most of us watching this video are having good self-esteem right now and thinking that we can handle things. And the Lovers is how other people see us. Major arcana cards, in the way that I translate tarot, I call it translating tarot, okay? It's like I'm just an interpreter. The information flows through me. I'm not trying to glean anything from this. I'm just trying to interpret what the cards want to say. It's not about me. It's about the intuition being sparked for me and you, so that we can make our own decisions faithfully and in good faith, and move forward in a way where we're just simply more informed. We get information from the weather, we get information from maybe from our astrology, and this is just another way that we can get a little bit more information from realms that we don't usually see, touch, taste, or smell with our 5 senses. We can tap in a little bit more to our 6th sense and get a little bit more information to make our next moves properly, and to stay on the good path in a way that is in tune with ourselves on another level. Here we go. This is us, King of Wands reversed. So first, let's talk about, and he's crossed by the 10 of Swords. So first of all, let's talk about the King of Wands upright, because I always like to talk about it upright so that you understand the inverse of that situation. So King of Wands upright. Now this is a person that's probably, it can be a person or an energy, but it's usually a person. Is how I read it when we get kings, queens, pages, and so forth. King of Wands upright is going to be a person who is creative, passionate, probably a fire sign. You see a lot of red here, you see a lot of yellow here. We see the goat symbolism here, which is interesting because that's kind of earthy. The lizard, that represents dreams. Chameleon type, lizard type energy is going between dreams and reality. So this is a person who has a lot of fire and a bit of earth that they're controlling. But wands always represent creativity, passion, fire, people who have a lot of ideas that they're able to manifest. This is manifestation energy. This is a person who, they're not necessarily relaxed, are they? They have their fists. Maybe they have a little bit of a temper. The temper can flare sometimes with fire. Fire signs are going to be people who are Leos, Sagittarius, Aries. Okay, so this could represent a person in our lives that has that energy. In the reverse, the King of Wands is going to be somebody who might be actually agitated and angry, and they're not channeling it in a creative way. This could be a person with a short temper. This could be a person who takes their passions and uses it towards more addictive tendencies, like maybe they have a passion for dancing, but instead of taking a tango lesson, they go out drinking and flirting with a bunch of people for, no good, sort of like a player type energy. Upright, the flirting could be creative. The flirting can be productive. The flirting can start new growth. But in the reverse, this is usually someone who knows that they're hot and they're using it in a wrong way. So this is the theme of this reading. This is the querent. This is us, or this is what we're asking about. Maybe if you tuned into this reading, you might be asking about a lover or somebody in your life. It could be a child who's misbehaving, a teenager, someone in their early 20s, early 30s, a family member. But this could be somebody who is one of the signs that I had mentioned, and they're maybe misplacing their creative energy. Or it could be us. What's crossing? Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords wants to keep speaking to us. Now, I already explained a little bit about it earlier, but let's keep going. The obstacle, okay, for the querent, the obstacle for this person is that they've kind of reached the end of the line of their ideas. They've kind of reached the end of the line of being stabbed in the back so many times. They've been betrayed by their own thoughts. They've been betrayed by the environment. They've been betrayed by their own addiction, perhaps to technology. They've been betrayed by maybe technology itself. I know that there's a lot of people on different platforms who have literally been shadow banned or stabbed out of existence, basically. There's a little bit of new growth of this crystal field. I see these as crystals, not crags, but crystals. This person is laying in the quagmire. Ten of Swords comes after Nine of Swords, and Nine of Swords, at least she's sitting up and the swords are above her head and she's just worrying about things. But here, the worries have come to stab her down. And she's pretty much basically dead by now. But yet she's just like, okay, everything's fine. I can't be any more dead than dead. What's dead is dead, and it can't get any worse. So that energy is crossing the situation. That energy is crossing this full moon. The full moon itself, or the thing that we were focusing on when I was shuffling the querent, the question at hand, is crossed by this energy. In our conscious awareness, here we have the Ten of Cups. I love this card. This is a card of family. So whoever's tuning into this video right now, in the conscious awareness, they're thinking about their family. They're thinking about their family life. They're thinking about their home life. They're thinking about how their family fits within the greater community. What did Dolly Parton always say? You can't have a rainbow without the rain. So these people, they've gone through some stuff. In this modern witch tarot, we see two women representing the parents of this family. You know that they had to go through some things to even be able to be married in the first place and show their true emotions. Cups are always cards that represent emotions. Ten of Cups is a card of healthy family emotions. Family happiness. See how the kids are dancing with each other and playing nice? Maybe they already had a dance and now they're like, oh, the rainbow, yay! Frosting on the cake to our happy family existence. But in any case, in the forefront of everybody's mind at this moment in time, who's watching and tuning into this video about the Capricorn full moon on July 13th, 2022, in our conscious awareness, we're thinking about a happy family life. Whether we have it or not, that's what we're thinking about. That is definitely what is directing our conscious awareness. In our subconscious awareness here, which may be driving us without us realizing it, is death. Death could be literal death. For me personally, if this card reading, this Celtic cross reading is speaking to me personally on this full moon in Capricorn, I'll admit to you guys that subconsciously, death is always in my subconscious awareness. In fact, in my conscious awareness, when I want to have a happy family life, I'm subconsciously, I always have this death lingering here. You know, I used to have a partner who I, you know, really liked a lot, and they passed away, and I thought he might be my husband, but he wasn't. And this death can literally mean death. That can literally mean that subconsciously there might be some trauma regarding transformation. I mean, death is a part of life. If we didn't have death, we wouldn't have new growth. We wouldn't have the growth that comes through in the Wands cards. We wouldn't have the Empress energy being able to grow anything. She obviously, you know, has to let things die off and let the winter happen in order to move forward. But in the subconscious awareness, maybe it's not death itself for you guys who are also in this full moon with me here, pulling through this energy. I mean, for this person, it's death. Like the king fell. He got ran over. These townspeople, the little kid is kind of offering a flower to death, like, please, I'm here. I understand that you might just trample this over, but you have a flower there. I have a flower here. You know, death touches who death touches, young, old, and anybody in between. And there's always a new day dawning. I see this as a day dawning, not the sun setting. I see this as a day dawning. But this is an energy of transformation, the circle of life, and it's an energy that we have to respect. We don't have to like it, but we have to respect it. And we have to understand that death brings forth new growth if you allow it. But if you don't allow anything to ever die or to let go or transform or make an impact on you, then you're not able to be as beautiful as you could be. Imagine if your skin cells just kept growing and growing. Imagine if your garden just kept growing and growing. Eventually, things would become overgrown. We need to have dark in order to appreciate light. We need to have death in order to appreciate, like the sun or the 10 of Cups that came through earlier in our reading. Subconscious awareness. Near past, within the past 2-3 months, we have the Two of Wands reversed. So let's first talk about the Two of Wands upright. The Two of Wands upright is a person that's just coming up with ideas on how they're going to handle their own world, how they're going to handle their own passions and creativities and send that out into a further space. The Ace of Wands is one wand, one spark of passion, creativity, an idea, a gift from the heavens. And now in the Two, we see this person actually doing something with that passion. They're about to make a move here. Okay? Two of Wands reversed. In the past few months, our ideas might have failed. Our ideas might have been more internal. Sometimes reversals I read as more of an internal energy. Maybe we were making changes. Maybe we had a lot of passion and creativity, but it was for our insides. Maybe our passions were internal. Maybe we were working on some inner therapy, some inner creativity. Maybe we weren't sending it out into the world. Maybe our creativity was moving in the wrong direction so that the world couldn't accept it. Maybe we went to go take a step forward and we ended up taking a step back instead. In the near future, we have the Ten of Wands reversed, which I like this energy reversed because it means this is ending. Upright, the Ten of Wands is a card of carrying a heavy burden. Again, the passion, the creativity, the wands representing fire. Fire is passion, but this is too much passion. She can barely carry all of the things that she's trying to work on back home or back into the town. Here we have the person, they're just holding one wand and they're thinking of how they're going to bring it out into the world, even though it might not have worked out very well for them. Within the past couple of months, maybe we had some creative ideas that flopped. Maybe, like for me personally, maybe I don't think that my other channel was doing what I wanted it to, so I'm going to try something new. But Ten of Wands upright is carrying a heavy burden. And Ten of Wands reversed, like within the next 2-3 moon cycles here, hopefully we can lay that burden down. This burden is ending. This creative burden of trying to do too many things at once. For me on my other channel, it's like I'm singing, I'm making recipes, I'm talking about my dog, I'm talking about myself. I'm just like trying to do too much. Here on Esperanza Bense, without the exclamation points, I'm just going to do new moon and full moon tarot card readings, and I really appreciate you tuning in. And let's share this time together, and let's try to get in touch with our intuition as I translate the tarot for us and see what the cards want to say about this Capricorn energy that's being highlighted at this time. So the next couple 2-3 months here, my Wisconsinese comes out, we'll be laying down our burdens. That burden of having to handle all these different passions and creativity will be ending very soon. And I welcome that. Here's how we see ourselves or the situation. I love this card. This is my favorite card. This is what I aspire to be. This is who I hope I am in this very moment. Esperanza Bense, the Empress. The Empress is one who, first of all, is in relaxed control. She's still, ready to rumble if she has to. She can be a bee if she needs to. Especially in the reverse, where she's using her sexiness in the wrong ways for the wrong reasons. But here we have strong Venus energy. Venus energy. And it's protecting her. This is her shield of protection. She's sitting comfortably. These pillows, these luxurious pillows, this wonderful flowing fabric that she wears. She's in beautiful shape. Her hair, she's manicured. She has her jewels. Her makeup is absolutely flawless. She is in the crystal field that is growing. Not only is she the causality of the growth, but she will reap the benefits when she harvests. The water here is running smoothly and running towards her. Water energy in terms of feng shui is wealth and prosperity, and is flowing right to her. Water energy in terms of astrology and tarot and cups is emotions. And the water in this card is calm, and it's flowing right to her, almost as if she has the power to cause the water to flow right to her and right to her harvest. The Empress is sexy. The Empress is powerful. Empress energy is energy of having your ever-loving shit together and knowing it. And she's beautiful, and she's beyond being a queen. She doesn't have to be nice, but she can be. Venus deals with themes of love, obviously, but Venus also deals with themes of money. Venus rules love and money and beauty. And this is the energy that we see ourselves embodying at this moment in time. And I am getting more in touch with my own Empress energy. I am trying to let my hair down and be more beautiful. And I am not afraid anymore to go to the grocery store, with my sexier clothes on. I'm old enough. See, the other thing about the Empress too is she's no young teeny bopper. She's a grown-ass, beautiful woman. And she's old enough to know that she is wearing age-appropriate clothing. She's a grown-ass woman. She can let her stomach hang out. It's not a thing. She's a grown-ass woman and she knows it. And I'm starting to come into that energy within myself. And I hope that everybody that's watching this video, male or female, can be in touch with that divine feminine energy within themselves and share their strong Venus with the rest of us. The Lovers is how other people see us or the situation at hand. The Lovers is a card that usually represents Gemini energy because you see the duality between the two. These are not necessarily twins, but they could possibly be twin flames. Archangel Michael is the angel that protects love. But he's not the type of angel that will just fall over and succumb to love or promote codependency in any type of way. Archangel Michael is represented with a sword. If you Google it and you look at depictions of Archangel Michael, that is the defender of love, warrior energy, red again. Aries, war, Mars, energy. The Lovers is a Gemini card because it has to do with twin flames, duality. Again, it almost looks like this is a wand, isn't it? Maybe that's a tree where the wands came from. This could be Adam and Eve. You see the tree with the apples and the serpent. They were the original twin flames on this earth. If that's the kind of stuff that you believe in. I mean, these cards are all archetypes. It's archetypal energy. You don't have to be religious to understand an archetype. And this Lover's card is depicted at night, and it's depicted in front of an urban city. Modern witch, modern people, modern Gemini energy. It can be a choice. Other people might see the situation as us having to make a choice, a difficult choice, between, say, light and dark, between heaven and earth, between our hearts and reality. Gemini energy is an energy of duality because they say that Geminis are fickle, but it's not necessarily that. It's just that they can see two sides of every situation, and they can also embody two sides of every situation. They can embody the feminine and masculine energy in balance. Everybody always thinks that Libras are all about balance, 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 but I tend to view Libra energy as trying to attain balance, Whereas Gemini energy already has the equal parts of the whole. They just might vacillate sometimes between showing off more of their stronger masculine energy or stronger feminine energy. And it's interesting because usually the feminine is associated with the dark and the masculine and yang is associated with the light. But in this card, the feminine is the light and the masculine is the dark. I was watching my all-time favorite astrologer, David Palmer, talking about the astrology of this full moon in Capricorn. And I don't exactly understand astrology very deeply, but he was talking about how in the astrology chart, the feminine energy is off the chart and the masculine energy is sort of in the dark. So this could be how others see this situation, this moon, ourselves, or the situation, and that could be tied into just how the astrology just is. But the Lover's card, again, this is a major arcana card. This is a card of finding one's twin flame or finding one's soulmate. So other people might see us or the situation as we are the twin flame, we are the soulmate, or we are the person that has to make a drastic and life-altering decision to carry us forward. Our hopes and fears surrounding this full moon in Capricorn is the Seven of Swords reversed. And hopes and fears section of the Celtic cross, I always tell people when I'm reading their personal readings, like I said, I've never pulled a Celtic cross for a moon before. It's a completely different entity than a person. Someone told me that once. They're like, well, it's a completely different entity. You probably read it differently, and I do. But I'm reading this moon as personalized energy for all of us who are tuning in, all four of us who are tuning in. And Seven of Swords reversed, I'm happy to see this in reverse, just as I'm happy to see Ten of Wands reversed, because this means that this energy is coming to an end. Let's talk about it upright. Upright, Seven of Swords is an energy of someone getting away with something. It can be theft, it can be larceny. It's usually someone stealing your ideas. They could literally be stealing your ideas and getting away with it. Not no more. So our hopes and fears could be that we hope for this energy to end, but we're also afraid for this energy ending because we're not exactly. Sometimes, I always tell people, like, sometimes we hope and fear the same thing. We hope for success, but we fear success at the same time. We hope for love. We hope for our twin flame. We hope for our lover. We hope people see us as the ultimate lover. But we also can fear that at the same time. Here, the Seven of Swords energy of people stealing and getting away with it is coming to an end. And we hope that that'll happen, but we also fear that that will happen. Maybe it's us. Maybe we're getting away with something that we shouldn't. Mentally, physically, or otherwise. Maybe we are pulling one over on someone and we're going to get caught, or that energy has to come to an end. Is there an area in your life where you're afraid that someone will find out something about you that you've kind of been putting on the back burner, or maybe kind of getting away with it, or, maybe you told a little bit of a white lie and you shouldn't have, and now it's coming to light? And you're glad that that energy is coming to an end because you're glad that, the truth always rises, but still, you're not going to be able to get away with your old bullshit anymore. And the likely outcome is the Five of Cups reversed. Again, I like to see this card in reverse. I never like to see this card, period, because this is a card of sadness. This is a card of someone who's mourning the fact that their emotions have spilled on the floor, even though they still have two leftover cups to turn to. And the Two of Cups, as we know, is a card of exchanging emotions, starting new friendships. They don't want to start over. It's a dark day in San Francisco Bay. It's the June gloom, as they say on the West Coast over in that NorCal area. This person's feeling quite blue. And they're lamenting the fact that their emotions have to spill, that they have to cry. Five of Cups reversed as a likely outcome means that this energy is coming to an end. If we've been crying, the crying's gonna stop. Capricorn is an energy of like, quit your whining, quit your crying. This is gonna stop and we're going into action. The likely outcome is that we put our emotions to the side, we stop mourning what has been lost. We go ahead, we pick up the 2 cups that are left over, and we get on with it. We offer those 2 cups to somebody who deserves them. We start new friendships. We start new alliances. We stop being sad about what was said, what was done, what was felt, what we're mourning. Whatever, whoever had to transform and die, you know, for me, that was literally back in 2014, what I was talking about before. You don't think that in 8 years, maybe it's time for me to take my feeling sorry, either for myself, for the situation, for my emotions. You don't think it's about time that I just let that shit end and I move on, and maybe I take these 2 cups that are left over, and even though I'm an old lady, and even though I'm a cranky old lady at that, you know, it's never too late to start something new that'll hopefully, in a conscious way, move towards happy family energy. Obviously, people see us as good lovers, as good people, as good Geminis, as good choice makers. We see ourselves with some level of self-esteem and ability to prosper. So the likely outcome of this Capricorn full moon is that, you know what, if we've had any type of sadness or mourning, that'll be coming to an end quite soon. So there we have it. The full moon in Capricorn, our 10-card Celtic cross reading, which I will edit appropriately for uploading standards on this fabulous platform that we all tune into, like it or not. I love you. I wish you well. Thank you very much for joining me and tuning into this energy with me. I really appreciate your time. If you appreciate my time, you can feel free to donate to me via Venmo, but I would much rather give you a personal 10-card Celtic cross reading. You can find the options on my website. It's esperanzavence.com. Under offerings, you will find two different choices that I offer for readings. I have a 15-minute general energies reading if you just want to tune into something that's been bothering you more recently, or something that you would like to know about right away in the present tense. But I do more detailed readings like this, a 45-minute Celtic Cross Tarot reading that'll get a little bit more deeper into the energies that you might be tapping into at this time. And I hope that my tarot translation sparks your own intuition on your own path so that you can use your own free will appropriately for yourself, your dreams, your passion, your world, and everyone else around you. Because when you are who you are, you help all of us be who we are too. And we just love that about you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.